already screwed up. There's no chance that I'm going to have to not edit now. Good evening. Yes, close enough. I'm Dave, this is Dave Splains, and as you can see, I'm not really doing a lot to hide my workshop today because I'm taking the day off from working a little too hard on this. As you can see here, like usually what you would see is something more like this, and instead today I've got it kind of like this, and this you can just see my 2x4 workshop table that I made out of 2x4s because they're cheap. It was really super easy to just sit there and clamp it together, drill and put in the screws, and I needed a work table because I had someone ask me to do some consultant work with the electronics, and I needed a workshop table, and so I just built one. And as you can see, I have a lot of stuff going. Oh, you probably can't see, actually. It's probably for the best. But I've got a lot of stuff going on. I kind of overdid it a little bit for projects for the winter because I was afraid that there'd be another lockdown or 5. So I just got a whole bunch of different projects to do, a bunch of new tools to do them. And then I hunkered down and worked on getting my master's instead. So I have a lot of stuff going on right now. But now it's Father's Day. It is 6 months into the year and almost 7. We're going to go with 6. And life isn't too bad. I didn't necessarily get what I want. Here's the thing. There's only one thing that's been on my mind of late as to what I want. And it's the DJI Mini, Mavic Mini. Not the second one, I want the first one because the second one is still expensive for one thing. 2, I don't know how I really feel about the new controller. And 3, all of the other statistics are pretty much the same. Flight time, weight, everything. I think you have a few things where you can do like an optical zoom with a scrolling device on the side of the controller, and you can do true 4K at like 60 frames per second, and that's awesome. But I also don't care. Like, they're not even that expensive for the Fly More package, but like you can get a one for like half of that on Amazon used. So it's kind of like, you know, what do I really want to do? So that's the one thing I really kind of want right now. That's like my one thing. But if I did anything here on YouTube, I would actually have to have a license to fly it. If I did anything with any kind of business, I would have to have a special license to fly it, and then I have to go and get that license, and that's going to take more time away from other things that are going on, and I just don't have the time. So even if I did get one, it would be for me, not for you. Unfortunately, I would still explain it, but I couldn't do any of the footage of it or fly it in the video. I think I might be able to get away with that as long as that one video wasn't monetized, technically speaking. But again, because there's so much involved in that, I'm not even going to deal with that until I can get the license. And I know a lot of people just go out and get the license right away. I don't know. So, to continue, the whole thing is that I'm not really looking for anything for Father's Day. You know what I got for Father's Day? Peace and quiet. I got the house to myself, as it were. That's what I got, and it's been lovely. You know, I actually got a new car, and that was really cool, and I still have not done a video about that for a few months now, which I feel really bad because it's a new car, and it's really cool, and it's got a lot of really cool technology and everything else. Like the manual stack is like that thick. I had to actually look at my fingers to make sure. It's like that thick of manuals. It's like a pile of manuals. It's crazy. So, but what I'm really looking forward to is tomorrow and the next day, and that's Prime Day. I'm looking, you know, I don't know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's time to get a TV, it's time to get a drone, it's time to do this and that and the other thing. And yeah, you get some good deals on that. What I'm looking for is these things, because I use them for so many different projects. Like I use these 32 gig ones for Raspberry Pis. The next one that I want to do is to be able to boot up a Raspberry Pi off of an SSD. I know a lot of people have already done it for the last couple of years. I'm going to try to do it eventually sometime this summer when I have a chance. I just built a little computer station with, I'm looking at it right now. That's why I'm not looking at the, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at it. It's an Ubuntu computer. I haven't had a 4 gig Ubuntu computer since my first degree, since I completed it back in 2013. So it's kind of nice to play around with it, see how it's changed in the last 8 years. I've tried doing Ubuntu Server a couple of times, and you know, you don't get a GUI, so you don't really see the changes as much. But also, like, you know, obviously I do YouTube, so I need these in my cameras. I do want to get a better DSLR, or perhaps a mirrorless, because of the fact that I have a DSLR. I used it yesterday to make the video that I just published about 25 minutes ago for Father's Day. And the trouble with that is that, like, at the beginning, you'll even see like this little plastic T-ball set that I used to kind of like focus where I was going to be sitting. Like, you can't focus it while looking at it because you can't see the screen. It doesn't have like a flip up or flip across screen. So you basically kind of have to just set it first and then do it. And you'll, like this, it has a more dynamic image where like you can see more forefront and background, and it just looks better to the eye. And that's why so many people like DSLR for a lot of different reasons. It's even replaced in some cases for actually making movies, like a lot of YouTubers do it. So that is what I want to do eventually. And again, you need SD cards. Now, the beautiful thing is, like, you're gonna see these drop by like 20-25%. See, like, if you were to see the DJI drone, the first or the second one drop, it's gonna drop by like 50%, maybe. Like, it'll be like one of those doorbuster things for like an hour or something. I doubt that would actually happen. But you might see like the brand new one for the original drop by like 20%. These you'll see by 25% for the next 2 days. You'll be seeing these drop. And I mean, I need a lot of these because I have the DJI Osmo Pocket. I have 2 GoPros, the 5 and the 7 Black. And then I have 2 GoPro Hero Sessions 5, because the 4 doesn't go to 4K. And I need that. And then on top of that, I've been rocking my DSLR on a 64 gig card, which is just frustrating because like I never have time to clean it off completely, and you know, lots of different reasons. But that also can go to a higher card. I originally heard that you can only go to 64 gigs with that camera because I bought that camera in like 2016. And I think back then it was already a few years old. So, yeah, I'm looking at pretty much like little gadgets like that, things that make your life a little bit easier. I'm not trying to do like, hey, you know what, SanDisk, if you want to, you know, sponsor these videos, hey, great. By all means, Caribou Coffee, if you want to sponsor these videos, that's great. I know I'm planning to use you in the introduction for this video. I haven't edited this video, obviously, because I'm currently making it. I'm not live streaming anything. I probably could, I probably should, because most of what I do is just talking off the cuff. I never really plan any of these. I kind of have a plan of what I want it to look like, but then I kind of have to run through it a couple times until I say it the way I want it to come out. That being said, but yeah, everything that I want to get, it's more like what I need, you know? Like, I want the DJI drone, but I've wanted that DJI drone since November. And I have a drone. I have like a little, the fake one from Eachine. It's like the E68 or something. The E58, I don't know. It's a neat little drone. It's fun to fly around. It's super light, so you can't do anything in the wind. It's really more of a hobby drone because you can only go so high and so far before you lose connection with it. Neither here nor there on that. It's just these are the things that I do, that I have. And you know, that's all great, good, and wonderful. I like that drone, but I kind of want to upscale a little bit. But it's not really about what you want all the time. Like, I can do that, but also it's summertime and I want to, you know, use that kind of money for playing with the kids and everything. Maybe get like zoo passes or something for the summer. So that's all more important to me than a drone. And I've already got what I need. Like I said, I got a new car. It's awesome. And to be perfectly honest, that kind of covers like my birthday, Valentine's Day, our anniversary, Father's Day. I think I'm pretty good for like a few years of presents with that thing, because it's awesome. It is an awesome truck. I love it. I actually did get what I needed on Father's Day. I should correct myself on this. I did get what I needed because I got time off. I got complete run of the house. I got a chance to like chill out and call an old friend. I called up my friend Kenny. He moved to Oregon. I actually met him. Funny story. We both grew up in Wisconsin. We both knew the same guy in Wisconsin. That guy moved to Tennessee, and we both were down there for his birthday, and that's where we met. So we're both from Wisconsin. We've known the same guy for like 10, 20 years. Met in Tennessee, and then he moved back to Wisconsin, and then I moved to Colorado. I came back, he moved to Oregon, and now that's where he lives. So the opportunity to like talk to him, because he's 2 hours behind and I've got kids and a family that's always moving, that was great. You know, it was a real great chance to do that. And I got to do something that I very rarely do, which is sleep. And the whole thing is that I actually wanted to do some kind of video with me outside, because I had bought this hammock swing. It is a swing. Because the swing that we had in the backyard had gotten it got blown around in a storm We had forgotten to take it down. It got smashed against the tree and it was broken, so we needed to replace it. I got this gigantic swing, and it's called a hammock swing. And what it is that it's basically like those saucer swings, but it's 5 feet long and 3.5 feet wide, and you just lay down on it. Or you can basically pile up all of your kids and swing them all at the same time. So I was gonna lay down on that because that's what dads do on Father's Day. They lay in a hammock, and I've been looking forward to this for the last month and a half. Rained. There's a thunderstorm going on right now outside, so I can't enjoy my hammock. So I didn't get everything I needed. I really wanted to enjoy that hammock. I was going to do a video on the Hero Session 5 and how it's still relevant today, and the cost increases, talk about that, because the cost increases are insane on the Hero Session 5. Just, you know, I'm looking for deals on small necessary things. I'm still fantasizing about that drone. DJI, if you ever feel like being nice to me, you know, and maybe even sponsoring an episode, that'd be great. You know, I do believe in your products. They're very good products. I actually wanted to get a DJI Osmo Action because I love the fact that the Action it has a faster response time going from light environments to dark environments than the GoPro does. If you go and you watch the Peter McKinnon video, which is how I found out about Peter McKinnon. So Peter McKinnon, if you're watching this, and if you ever watch this, because I doubt you ever have time, and you're like, oh, that's how people got to know me, was my comparison video. Yeah, I think you did a very good job with it. All right, I think I talked enough. I really can't think of anything else I want on Prime Day. I've already got what I need.